So, in our previous class, we discussed that Lord Krishna has descended in the form of sound vibration. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we chant, it is non-different from Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who is Lord Krishna himself, also confirmed that in this age of Kali, Krishna has descended in the form of sound vibration. So, all right, let's go ahead. Today, people have forgotten their relationship with God, but this incarnation of Krishna in the form of his holy names, this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, will deliver all the people of the world from their forgetfulness. What is their forgetfulness? That we are eternal servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarup Hoye Krishnera Nityadas. So this forgetfulness, people will come out of this forgetfulness when they chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that if we chant or associate with the chanting of the holy names of Krishna, we will reach the highest perfectional stage of life. So, serving Krishna is the highest perfection of life, actually. And because jivas have forgot their relationship with Krishna, that's why they are not serving Krishna. They are not showing any interest in serving Krishna. They have a very deep aversion about hearing Krishna, about serving Krishna. So, from this, we can take this lesson that if you are trying to preach anyone, make sure that the very first thing you do is make them chant Hare Krishna. Because anyone, if they have started chanting Hare Krishna, then everything will automatically take place. Krishna himself will bless him with the intelligence to understand things nicely, to understand essence of scriptures nicely. What is the essence of scriptures? That we serve Krishna. We devote ourselves, our life to Krishna. So make sure that you chant them Hare Krishna. This is very important. According to 𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗺𝗺, there are different processes for different ages, but the principle of each process remains valid in all ages. Principle is that we serve Krishna. It is not that the chanting of Hare Krishna is effective in this age and not in Satyuga. Nor is it that people were not chanting the holy names of Krishna in Satyuga. So yes, let's just discuss one point regarding this, related to this. You all might have heard the story of Ajamil, right? At the age of 80, Ajamil basically, he was a man who was a Brahmana. He was from a Brahmanical family and he was performing all the Brahmanical duties very, very nicely. But one day, suddenly, he saw a man with a prostitute. And basically, he saw some uh, those activities which he should not see between that man and prostitute. So his mind got bewildered. Now he quitted all of his Brahmanical activities, whatever austerity sacrifices he was doing as a Brahmana. He quit all those and he took that prostitute at his home. And now he was staying with that prostitute. He just uh, basically he was living with his family. He also had a wife. So he just kicked them out of his house and he started living with that prostitute now. Now, that prostitute was everything for him. So later, like with prostitute, he had some children, and at last he had one children whose name was Narayana. So once some sadhus came in his village and people told that sadhu that you go to that man, that Ajamil. He's a very nice person. He's a Brahman, so he will serve you very, very nicely. So when those sadhus went at his home, he was not respecting those sadhus. So basically, sadhu means devotees, and devotees are always compassionate. So when those sadhus, they saw the condition of the very fallen condition of Ajamil, so their heart filled with compassion, and they basically instructed that Ajamil to name his son Narayana. So now, when Ajamil was in his 80s, he was about to leave his body. So at that time, he was so much attached with his son Narayana, and he was calling his son, "Oh Narayan, you come from the lap of your mother and come to me." He was calling his son that you come to me, you come to me. He was so much attached. So now this is for sure that anyone at the time of his last breath, if he remembers Krishna or if he chants the names of Krishna, even unconsciously, then he will definitely go back to Godhead. So we discussed this story, which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, but you will see that this story belongs to which time, means which yuga, whether it was of Sat Yuga or Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga, it is not mentioned. So thus, from this, one should understand this thing, that the chanting of holy names of Krishna does not, means it is not like this, that it is only valid for a particular yuga. It is mentioned, it is not that the chanting of Hare Krishna is effective in this age and not in Satyuga. So chanting of Hare Krishna, chanting of the holy names of Krishna is for all yugas. But as this process is very easy, chanting is very easy, right? But like the people who were there in Satyuga, they chose meditation. Meditation is the main process of Satyuga. So people used to live thousand and thousand of years in Satyuga, in the age of Satyuga. So that's why they used to meditate on Krishna. It's not like that chanting of holy names of the Lord is not effective in other yugas. It is effective, but it's just that people wants to do more, like they used to do some hard tapa, hard austerity. That's why they used to follow these particular processes, meditation, or yagya sacrifices or deity worship for Dwapar Yuga. So yes, one should understand this thing that the chanting of the holy names of Lord is effective for all the yugas. But specifically in Kali Yuga, people are so fallen, they are so much like they have so much contaminated consciousness. So that's why Lord has given us this very simple process of chanting Hare Krishna. And see, as you all are devotees, so it is very natural for all of us now to chant Hare Krishna, to chant the holy names of Lord. But for some people, it is very, very difficult to even chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, that can be because of their mode of passion, or that can be because of their lack of faith. There can be any reason. But you see now, Lord is so merciful. He has blessed us with a very easy and simple process. But then also it is very difficult for many people because this is the age of Kali. Okay. In Satyuga, meditation was the main process, and great munis meditated for periods extending upwards of 60,000 years. In this age, however, perfection by that means of meditation is not possible because we are so short lived. Consequently, in this age, it is specially recommended that we all sit down together and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So there is one shloka mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Harer Nam, Harer Namev Kevalam, Kalau Nastev Natiranyatha. So what does this mean? Very amazing shloka this is. That in this age of Kali, the only means of perfection is that you chant the holy names of Lord Hari, Lord Krishna. And you will see that in this shloka, it is mentioned thrice. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Namev Kevalam. Why thrice? This is because one Harer Nam means Harer Namev Kevalam, that there is only one way. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. 3 times. So if anyone is trying to follow the process of meditation, which was for Satyuga, so he will not get perfection by that means of meditation in this age of Kali. Second, Treta Yoga, where in Treta Yoga, perfection, people used to get perfection by yagya, sacrifices. So second, there is no other way means that if you will try to do these yagya sacrifices, then also you will not get perfection by that means of sacrifice. It is not possible in this age of Kali. And third is Dwapar Yuga, deity worship. So yeah, we do deity worship also, but that is not the only and main thing. We do deity worship, but in Dwapar Yuga, the deity worship was an elaborative way, very elaborative way. People used to follow so much of purity, so much of rules and regulations, which we are unable to follow right now. If we ask, see, it is rule that we should take bath twice in a day, twice or thrice in a day. Or when we go to washroom or we take rest, we should take bath. But it is very, like, it is a big austerity for some people. They will not take bath. They take bath once in a day. That is also a big sacrifice for them. So these three things, these three processes, if anyone is following and if he is thinking that I will get perfection by following any of these three processes, then it is not possible in this age of Kali. The only way of perfection is you chant holy names of Lord Krishna. And in that also specifically Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because Lord Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago and he himself gave this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it is special. That's why Lord gave us this, is it not? If there was something else which was to be given, then Lord would have given us that already. But Lord has given us specifically this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we should focus on chanting more and more this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, why am I saying this? Because many people, when I tell them to chant this mantra, so they say, we chant Radhe Radhe, or we chant Jai Shri Krishna, or we chant any other name. So what's the what's the difference? There is no difference, but one should understand if Lord Chaitanya himself has given this mantra, then there is something special in that. So we follow teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You follow whatever you want to follow. Our duty is to preach the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. If you want to follow, you follow. Otherwise, you do whatever you want to do. Right? Our duty that we repeat the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, teachings of uh, Srila Prabhupada ji, whatever Srila Prabhupada ji has given us. Our duty is to preach that knowledge as it is. Now, if people want to follow, they will follow. If they don't wish to follow, then let them be. Okay. It is very easy and everyone can take part in it. There is no necessity of education nor are any previous qualifications required. So yes, it is very, very easy. There is no need of any previous qualification, no BCom, no masters, no graduation, nothing. Even an illiterate person can follow this process very easily. It is this much easy. But then also people don't follow it because of their lack of faith. This is their misfortune actually. There is no, yes, okay. In this age, people are also very slow and unfortunate, and they are contaminated with bad association. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, as a great means of propaganda for spreading love of God. It is not that it is recommended only for Kali Yuga. Actually, it is recommended for every age. There have always been many devotees who have chanted and reached perfection in all ages. That is the beauty of this Krishna consciousness movement. It is not simply for one age or for one country or for one class of people. So, see, we often hear this that we are fragmental part of Krishna, we are not this body, and this Hare Krishna, this Krishna consciousness is for everyone, and it is actually for everyone. See, we have been into such environment where we were imposed with this knowledge of caste and religion that you belongs to Hindu family, you belongs to Muslim family, you belongs to this religion, you belongs to that caste. But it is actually not like this. Day before yesterday, it was Independence Day. So people, they were identifying themselves that we are Indians. So that's why they were celebrating all those things. But we are actually fragmental part of Krishna. We are not Indians or Americans or anything. Our first, the foremost and only dharma is to serve Krishna. Every day is actually Krishna Day. And every day is actually Independence Day for devotees. Because as we are serving Krishna, we are getting more and more liberated from this material world. So, yeah, I was telling this thing that yesterday, like often this happens with me because we have been imposed with such knowledge of caste and religion. But any person who belongs to any other caste or they follow any other dharma, but when they chant Hare Krishna, I feel very, very amazing. And actually, I feel surprised that, oh, he belongs to, like yesterday only, there was one Mataji. So her name was something, uh, it was something, she was actually from Muslim family. So I greeted her by saying Hare Krishna. So she also greeted me back by saying Hare Krishna. So I was kind of surprised. Wow. She said Hare Krishna. Now I'll definitely try to preach her about Krishna indirectly. But this is really amazing that Hare Krishna can be chanted by any man in any social position, in any country, and in any age. And Srila Prabhupada ji actually proved this by preaching this knowledge of Krishna consciousness in whole world. Now people living in Russia or China or even Pakistan are chanting Hare Krishna, serving Krishna. So this shows that uh, that Krishna is not Hindu God. Krishna is Supreme Lord. See, for Krishna is the Supreme Lord of all people in all social positions, in all countries, and in all ages. But it's just we have been imposed with all those nonsense knowledge. That's why we identify ourselves with all such things. But our real identity is that we are fragmental part of Lord Krishna. And our service should be to serve Krishna, to serve the devotees of Krishna, and to connect every living being with Krishna. That is the highest compassion, that you connect someone with Lord Krishna, directly or indirectly. One more thing I would love to say here, because like we have completed this chapter here. Like before half an hour only, I saw an ant. She was just moving. So I tried to touch her and she was just running very fastly. So from this I remember this point that every person, every living being, he can be in any body, any costume, but he is afraiding from dying. They don't want to die. Even an ant, if you'll try to touch an ant or any insect, they will just, they will fear. They will start running because they have a fear that they may not kill us. So after just looking that ant, like suddenly I remembered my like childhood days when I used to see cartoon shows. So in that cartoon show, you might have also seen, like we all children always used to see cartoon shows and all. So I remembered that you will see in cartoon shows, people, they like, see, this material world is designed like this only, that we will always get bewildered from starting. So I was remembering that of one of the cartoon show in which people, they just show a small world of ant. That ant, they live like this, they are roaming, they show very beautiful scenes, is it not, in those cartoon shows, very beautiful scene. So even any children, any child, if he's watching that cartoon show, so he will naturally desire that, oh, I wish that, oh, I wish I would also be an ant. I would also be in that particular whatever world or country of ant. Is it not? Are you understanding this thing? I was really thinking about this thing, that when I was in my, like, when I was a child, so I might definitely be thinking like this. I might definitely be desiring like this, that I may be an ant, or anything you see in cartoon shows. So from the very starting only, even children, they desire like this. But it is actually very dangerous, is it not? Or even when we grow up, we see movies, certain movies or whatever things. So after seeing those movies also, we desire certain things, that I wish I might also be in that particular state or situation. When I was in my school, so I used to desire, like I used to see many students who were very intelligent, some girls who used to look very nice, very beautiful. So I was desiring that, I desire I should be that girl or that boy, or that I should have that intelligence. So we always desire, what I want to say here, that we always desire such things, and this environment is always there from the starting. Whatever things we see around us, we desire to to be to be there in that situation, and that is responsible for our next birth. So this realization came today morning. It is really very dangerous. But now, as we are hearing from scriptures, we are actually safe, because we are understanding that desiring such things is really not intelligence. It is a great foolishness, which will be the reason of next birth. All right. So with this, we have completed our this chapter, and we have actually completed this book, Elevation to Krishna Consciousness. We will be starting with our new book from Monday, if Krishna is willing. We will stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.